Hello guys and welcome to the crash course on my channel of CSS animation and transition. And in this particular crash course what we are going to learn is CSS animation and transition. And when we it come to CSS animation and transition, it is going to be a next level on CSS, and it's going to be very great for all of us guys. So what I'm going to do right now here is I'm on my Visual Studio Code, and here I have a blank project open. So I'm going to create some file. The first file I'm going to create is main.html. Okay, so we have going to be two files. One is main.html and the other file I'm going to have is style.css. So we are going to work on both of them files. Okay, now I have a extension open which is called live server. I'm on Visual Studio Code. Okay, so you could prefer and use it. So I'm going to open it up. Now I'm going to open my local host on my browser. Any browser you have, you could use that. Okay, so let me tell you what my plan is. So I'm going to do is I'm going to start off first talking about the okay. So I'm going to start off with telling you all about our uh, animation, and then we jump into transition, and then we collapse our all learning and all the properties we have. Animation, transition we learn, and the other properties we learned earlier on my channel, and we are going to make of a simple and understandable project, very simple, just for learning transition and CSS. Now there is one complication right in here. You need to know all the common properties of CSS before that. So you could go to my channel and watch out all these videos on my CSS, and then you could jump right in here, and if you know, you are better to go. So now I'm going to create a file. I have HTML file, so I'm going to do an emit. Okay, so this is an emit in HTML. Okay, and then title I'm going to give is CSS and transition crash course. So we have I just name the title as I wish. Now I'm going to change something into my body, and then it will show. So I'm going to create a box, not with this like that, just like this. Going to create a box class, and that's it. This is all we need in CSS animation in our this particular HTML document. Now I jump into style.css. Let's first link our style.css file also. So I'm going to link CSS file. Now it's linked. So let's jump to our style.css and do styling of all we need. Okay guys, so now some of the basic thing we all need to do when we start off is margin 0, padding 0, box sizing, border box. Now after this I'm going to give body a background color of dark, and that's it, what we all needed. Now let's give it also, let's what I want is the box I had in my HTML document to be in center from horizontally and vertically. So I'm going to display flex of my body, then line item center, justify content, justify content center, and this is all we need. Now let's start the box part. So in my box what I needed is width of 300 pixel and height of 300, so height of 300 pixels, so it's going to be a perfect square. And we have a background color of white, and I'm going to give it a position of relative because I'm going to use my top and left right property. So I had this. Now so I had all the thing I need to start off with. So now let me just do align content center also. Okay, so now I had all the thing I need to start off. So let me just Okay, so let me just start off with animation. So if you want to start off with animation, what you need it is you need to name an animation. If you write animation, so now you have some of the properties. I'm going to talk all of them. So first is animation name. So we need to name anything, so you can name anything. I'm going to name it my anim. Okay, this only. And then for activating it also, you need to do animation duration. So animation duration, I'm going to give 4 seconds. Now these two properties is essentially important. Without one of them you could not do animation. Now you need to start off with the frames. So there is something in CSS which is called keyframes, and then whatever the name of your animation, my is my anim. And then now you could start off with percentage throughout percentage. So if we have 0%, then you could have 75, 25, 35 to 100% till the end. So let's say in my 0% I have nothing to change, but when it's 20%, let's change the top to 300 pixel and left to 0. uh, let's just get rid of all these things because we not need them right in here. So now left I need is 0 pixel. Now in 76% what I need, 76% what I need is top is going to be 300 pixel, but my left is going to also be have 300 pixels. So I had to maintain the value which I write right here, and then we could jump into. And also when it goes to 100%, then top equals to be 200 pixels and left equals to be 340 pixel. I'm just putting imaginary values, so now you could see it animating. So but there is something you realize. Let me refresh. What is happening, the animation is going very smoothly, but when it ends with 0 it will jump into the initial state. So for this initial state of this, which is 0%, and in 0%, let me just put in 0%, what we have is top 0, left 0. Okay, I am using prettier extension, that's why my code is just formatting by its own. Now for if you want that it will stick to the 100% top and left stick to the top left value of 100% when the animation ends. There is property which we could which we could use animation, what is called duration name, fill mode, I think. Yeah, fill mode. Then you could write forward. So now what is going to be happen is it will do the animation and just put it right down there where the 100% just offs. So you could also use backwards, so it will go backwards and then do the same thing. So it will go and then, so backward is default, we could use forwards. So this is the one property. Now if you want that your animation starts off with some time lapse, so it takes some time and then fire off your animation, so you could use animation delay. And in animation delay, let's put 2 seconds, so it will wait for 2 seconds and then it starts off your animation. Now you also realize that animation is happening for one time. So there's another thing we have in animation property or parameter, we have animation iteration count. So iteration count, so there is many things. You could use infinite, you could also use number like 3, so it will do 3 times and then it just stops where the 100% just offs. Okay, so it will happens 3 times and then it's going to happen. Now you could generally people use infinite because 3 times doesn't make sense, but anything is going to be happen when you're making a website. So now it is going to be in infinite. Let me just delay or comment out the delay thing, and it's going to be now infinite. Now let's add other things also. So let's add background steel blue right in here, and let's change the background now, color to tomato, and right in here let's change the background color to purple. So now it's changing, you could see. You could also add border radius 10 pixel, border radius 0.050%, and then I'm just putting random value. Once you understand the key concept, which is right in here, using of keyframes and these all properties, then anything you could do very easily. Okay, so now it will just do like this, then this and this. So this is how we could use all that things. Okay, so we are using infinite, that's why it's not waiting for this. Now there is another thing we have. Let's talk. The another property we have is animation direction. So you could give it reverse, so it will going to be 100%, then 76, then 20, then 0. So you could use animation reverse. I'm going to comment out this also, comment out infinite also. And then the other property we have is animation play state. So it's generally paused running. If you just push pause, then it will pause. So you could use it in JavaScript as in DOM manipulation. Then there is other property we have, which is called, which property we have now, animation duration, animation fill mode, animation timing function. Doesn't I use that one? So now you could use ease in. So what ease in means that not this one property, this is only applicable in Mozilla Firefox. So animation timing function, so much animation timing function is, if I put ease in, so it will starts off fastly and then ends off very slowly. If I write ease in out, so it will start off slowly and end very fast. So, and if I write ease in and out, just like this, so it will start at the same and end at the same. I think this is the default. Okay, so we have all these properties. Okay, then we have also like animation delay with more direction. So we have also one thing, which is if I write only animation and then just put out, so now I could write the name. So let me just comment out all these things. Okay, and let's just comment out this one also. Okay, and if I now save, nothing is going to be happened. But now if in animation I put first my anim, which my animation name is, then how much time I had to do this, 4 seconds, then how I want it forward, infinite is in, all the thing we have right in here we could use. Some of the properties like animation delay we could not use right in here, that's confuse our values. Okay, so now it will work the same. So as your convenience, you could use all this code, but generally prefer this one line of code because this is just small and say the same thing which is going to be said right in here. Okay, so this is all we have in animation. You could use percentage sign. Then there is another thing we have just put a comment. Now we have two left 30 pixel, and we have two from. You could use it by your own. Let me just two left 0, right 0, from left 200 pixel, right 200 pixel. If I save now, so it will happen just like the same, but it will happen to from left and right. So not left right, we have left, we have top, just this thing is going to be happen. This is the same thing. Okay, so not the same, it will automatically calculate all the thing we have. It's same if we use 0 and 100%, it will same to to and from. Okay, so as you wish you could use. Now we have in animation, this is the all we have. So I think you understand all the thing we have in animation. So let me just comment out this one also, and also comment out this all things we have. Now let's save. So now let's talk about transition. So now this is time we comes to transition. So in transition what we need is let just do that. If in box I have a, what I need is dot box hover, I need the background purple color. Okay, so save. Now if I go, it will change into purple. If I also add border radius 23 pixel, save this, it will change into back border radius of 23 pixel, but it is just go very fast. So how could we do some timestamps? So we have something called transition. Now there are also many properties in transition. We could use transition property. Let's say which one property you have. So in hover we use transition property of all. So transition delay if you have same thing, and then transition duration, how much duration you have. So if I say 0.5 seconds, because it's generally a hover thing, not an animation. Transition timing function we have ease in, let's say I use. Now if I go, it will happen like this. So this is the all property. Now you could also use, instead of all these things, you could use only one line of code to implement all the thing we have. Just transition all 0.5 second is in, and if you save, it will work the same thing. So it's up to you how you want to use. Okay, so now we understand transition and also our animation. So we will now ready up to start off and make a small project where we collapse all the information we learned from right in here and also from past in one simple project. So let's start. Now guys, we need to start off with the project. So what I'm going to do is create a folder which I'm going to name small project, and I'm going to create an HTML file. So index.html. I'm also going to create a style.css file. So these are the two files right up right here. So let me just change the, it will open up just like this. So now let's close this up. So let's just start off by the emit tag. Let's change the name to uh, animating landing page, and just link the file of CSS. Okay, and now if I save, I need to just refresh it because there is no body tag when I just open it in live server. So I had also live server opened. Okay, so in my body what I'm going to do is create a container in which I'm going to add an h1 which is going to be hello and welcome to my website, just this thing. Now we are also going to be having p tag which is going to be some dummy text. Now after this what we need is a button which is going to be a button of submit, and button type submit, and I'm going to give it a read more, just these things. So now this is the all we need in our uh, HTML document file. Now let's jump into our CSS and do the basic stuff we always do. Let's jump to body, and background color I'm going to give my body is the same I give. And now just what I want is my all the text should be vertically and horizontally in center of the screen. So I'm going to give it a display of flex, align, items, center, justify, justify content, center. Now I had also mentioned the height, which is 100 vh. So now if I save all these things, it is going to be in center. Now let's jump into container, and let's give it a width of 90% and margin of auto. Okay, text align, it should be center, text align should be center. Now we have all the text align to be center. Okay, color is going to be white, so now we have the color of white. Okay, so let's take off a font family of randomly anything you want. I'm going to just put up this, and this is what we got. So let's just do h1 styling, which we have font weight of 500, and padding we have is from left and right 0 and from top and bottom 0.8 ram. So this is what we need. Okay guys, so this is all we need. Now in our p tag, font weight is pretty good enough. Okay, let's just increase the font size, which is going to be 2 ram. Now in p tag, the font size should be, I think, 1.5 ram is best, and line height is going to be 1.09 as I always do, and this is what we got. It is very big. Now it's enough. It's enough for us now. Okay, we had these things. Let's just increase it by 1.2. Okay, you could deal with all these things if you want. Let's add some padding also from right in here, 0.8 ram. So now we had also the padding. Okay, so we had padding. If I had 2 ram, so oh, what I did is we have to put 2 ram 0, then it will jump to like this. Okay, so I did the wrong thing, but I'm doing 0. So now top and bottom, left and right. So let's just do it to 0.4 ram, and just do it also 0.4 ram. I think this is the enough we got. Okay, so now let's do the button styling. So button background should be the purple color, padding is going to be 0.4 ram, 0.8 ram, border radius is going to be 10 pixel, border is going to be none. Okay, and now margin, in this we have margin 0.4 m and 0 only, just like this. Now we also want the color should be white one. Okay, and for giving it a button functionality, what I'm going to do is use a pseudo class which is active, and when it's active, what I need is to transform scale 1.09. So when I go and click it should be just like this. Now let's also add cursor to pointer to give it a realistic view. Cursor pointer just like this. Now we have all the thing we need, so let's get start off with the animation. So in my h1 what I need is, let's add first of all animation name, only animation. Okay, because I just explained you all the things, so I'm going to you do heading and okay. Then what I want is, it's going to be have 2 in 2 seconds ease in for forwards. Okay, so this is all I need in my heading. So let's start off with animation in heading. So let's put animation. So keyframes, just I'm going to be very just small fast, because I explain you all what is needed to be do. So I'm going to be go of the fast part. So in 0% it will going to be top minus 100% and left minus not left. Only I'm going to use top, and in 100% when it's 100% covered, what I want is top should be 0, just these things. So now it should be worked on. Now it's not working because I don't put position relative. So now if I put, so this is the animation we got. So our text is coming from up, and also the opacity is 0 in 0% and the opacity should be 1 when it comes down, so completely 1. So this is the all animation we have in our uh, heading. So it's kind of cool, and also I'm going to follow the same path. I'm going to write animation para anim 2 seconds forwards, and the same thing. No animation I'm going to do in my button. I think button should be remain the same. Keyframes para anim. Let me just select this one, and if selected, so it's good. Now let's jump off right in here, and in 0% its left should be minus 100%, and in 100% you could also use 2 and from. In the same case it will work the same, because 0 and 100 generally means 2 or from the same. And in 100% the left should be 0. Now for left and right should be work, what we need is position of relative into our this thing, position relative, and this is the all we need to do. Also if you want, you could use opacity of 0, font size of 0.2 rem, and when it comes to the 100%, the opacity should be 1, font size should be the same, it has 1.2 rem. So just like this, font size is not a good idea I think. So this is all we need to do. Let's just increase the font size of the button. So font size I'm going to give it 1.4 rem, which is very big, quite enough big. 1.3 rem, 1.2 rem. Okay, it's cool. You could play with the numbers and just do whatever you want. So this is all animation we need to do right in here. So now uh what now the other thing I want to tell you is transition. So when when we comes to the button, so let's add button other child class, which is or pseudo class, which is hover. So I want transform rotate x, we have rotate x, rotate y. So we could, in these properties we could put an angle. So if I put in rotate, let's say in rotate y, let's say I put 180 degree and save, and if I now go to my button, you could see it just change off. So and we, it just rotate, but we can't see that thing. So we could add transition all 0.5 second is in. Now if I jump, so it will rotate, and you could see how it's rotating. So you could add transition. This is a simple example of transition. You could add it to make your things look little bit of nicer, and to make some timestamps in the thing which goes very fast in CSS. So transition and animation is very important topic in CSS, and I just explained all of them. So if you guys really think that this video helps you guys, please like and subscribe my channel, and just follow my channel for more this type of content. Also, if you really think that appreciate my work, share this video with all of your friends and all of them who really want to learn coding and all had problem with these type of things. So see you in the next time. Bye bye.